Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to be watching this introductory video. Welcome to Business 101 Fall 2020 with Professor Joe Lane. Glad to have you with us in this class. Now, let's talk a little bit to kind of get us ready for this Fall 2020 semester. This class was originally set up as a face-to-face class. Because of the fact that the COVID has continued to spread and has gotten worse, we've stayed in phase 2 much longer than we anticipated staying. And some of us being slightly more susceptible to bad effects of the COVID-19 virus, we've decided to take this class and move it from a face-to-face class period to what we'll call a hybrid class. So let me talk to folks that have taken an online class before. If you've done an online class before, you're going to find this class to be very, very user-friendly to you. The way I do the class is going to work out very, very well. If you are a face-to-facer, and I'm a face-to-facer, I prefer face-to-face classes. I like to see, I'm in room 363, the room that our class actually meets in, as I'm doing this video. And I like face-to-face. I like face-to-face interaction. But again, just because of the situation we find, we felt like the hybrid would probably be the better way to go. But what we're going to do is, those of you that were expecting a face-to-face, this will work out well. I think this will be good for you. So don't be nervous. You will do well in this Business 101 class. And the way we're going to do it is, I'm going to put everything you need online in Canvas. And I'm also going to meet with you one day a week. If your class is a Monday-Wednesday class, I'm going to meet with you on Monday at the regular class time. If your class is a Tuesday-Thursday class, I'm going to meet with you on Tuesday at our regular class meeting time. And what I'll do when we meet is that I will go over what we're going to be doing for that week. I'll answer any questions that you have, any questions about assignments, anything like that that you need to have. So, and if you need some explanation about something, or if there's something that comes up that I want to maybe chat with you about, I'll do that. But are you required to attend that class on Monday? The answer is you're not. You may find that once you get into it, we're all going to be there together the first day, because that's kind of when you will be understanding what we're going to do. But after that, it's like, hey, I've got everything I need. If I have a question, I can text or call or whatever. So there's no reason for me to come to class. You are not required to come to class. But if you need that face-to-face, we're going to be doing it one day a week, either on that Monday or that Tuesday, depending on when you signed up for the class. So I'm looking forward to being in class with you. Now, if you're taking Introduction to Business, more than likely you are a business major or you're a general studies major with a business concentration. Now, you may be something else, but for the most part, that's what you're in, which means you're going to take this as your first or your introductory business course, and you'll probably be taking, or you will be taking, other business courses as well. I love business. Business is such an exciting thing. Now, right now, in this pandemic, everything is upside down. I think in a period of time, we'll get back to normal. Now, normal is going to be something of a new normal. I don't think we'll ever return to the way we were before COVID-19. But with new treatments for COVID, with vaccines, with things like that, I think we'll get closer to what we consider normal. And I think businesses will get back. Right now, businesses are struggling. Our economy is struggling. It's a crazy and weird time. But I think we can get past this, especially if we do the things we're supposed to do. But I love business. I love the stuff. Business is so fascinating. I tell people this. How important is business in our society? Well, let's pretend that you wake up tomorrow morning and all businesses are gone. Would it change the way you live? Oh my gosh. We'd go back about 200 years in time, wouldn't we? Our whole society, our whole culture, our livelihood, just the way we do things, our quality of life, our standard of living is so intertwined with business. And business is it's ever changing. There's always new things coming up. There's always additional goods, additional services. Most of you are going to be working for some business for your career. And so business is really, really, really exciting. So introduction to business, we're just going to be talking about, we're just going to introduce ourselves to all the different aspects of business. What is business really all about? We're going to talk some about accounting and finance and marketing and management and personal finance and just economics, all the different areas of business. And I think you'll find it to be really, really exciting stuff. And then obviously, if you are a general studies major with a business concentration, or you are a business major, this is kind of that first business course as you start embarking on your career. So that's pretty important as well. So we're going to be prepared. My desire is to have you have a really successful experience in Business 101. My desire is for you to really enjoy business in the world of business, and if that's your chosen profession, that you become successful in it. So that's what we're going to be trying to do here. All right, let me talk a little bit specifically about the contract document. A lot of professors call them syllabi or syllabus. It's on Canvas where you can get to it and everything. But let me talk a little bit about the contract document. It gives you everything you need to know to be successful in this class. All right. As I mentioned, I'm Joe Lane. And I'm really glad to be here with you in this Business 101. The textbook is Understanding Business, the 12th edition. Do you need a textbook? If I were you, if you say, look, business is my life, I want to have a business library, it's really important for me, I'd say go ahead right now and buy that business book. If you're not sure, I'd say let's wait a few days and let's get into this and let's see if what we've done is going to be enough to get you through this course where you can make a really, really good grade. I'm not going to require you to buy the text, because here's what you're going to have. For every chapter, you're going to have study notes. They're not always real pretty. They're just my handwritten notes of what I used when I go face to face. But you're going to have really good study notes for each chapter. Plus, I do a video for every chapter. So every chapter, I'm going to teach it just like you were here in the room with me. So all the things that you need to know and you need to be familiar with for the test, I'll cover on the chapter videos. So you're going to be in good shape as far as that's concerned. Okay, let me go down through here. I'm just going to kind of look through this with you. You're going to have during this semester 4 tests. Test 1, Test 2, Test 3, Test 4. They're all going to be 100 points, a total of 100 points. Test number 4 is going to be the final. The final is going to cover what we've done since Test 3, but it'll also be comprehensive. It'll go back, and I'll review for you for that. In addition to your 4 tests, you're going to have some other things to do. You're going to have a research paper that's just 3 pages, roughly 800 words. You'll have a 3-page research paper you have to do. You're going to have a couple of mini assignments, MINI, a couple of assignments that you're going to turn in to help you as far as doing well with the class is concerned. You're going to read something about the world of business, and you're going to do a one-page article summary of that particular thing you read. You're going to go out on the internet, something like that, and read a business article, something about business, and do a summary of it for me. And then there's going to be a couple of points in here. You're going to have to go in and accept this contract, and we'll talk about that as well. And just for showing up as far as online, for doing your homework, doing your mini assignments on time, taking your test on time, I have what I call 30 points for professionalism. And that's points that I give just if you stay on top of things in this course. So it's a total of 400 points for test, and there's 200 other points, and I broke it down in here for you. The research report is 60, the contract acceptance is 20, the business news article is 30, a couple of mini assignments that are 60 points total, and in professionalism 30, that's a total of 600 points. And so you're going to have 400 points in tests, but you're going to have 200 points in other stuff, and these other stuff are things I think you'll enjoy doing, and you'll also get points for them. A lot of this contract document is not applicable to hybrid or online. As far as attendance is concerned, I'm going to be very flexible with attendance. Do you have to come to class? No. As long as you're doing your work, you understand what's going on, you're taking care of your business, you're going into Canvas, you're taking the test, you don't have to come to class. Can you come to class if you want to on that Monday or Tuesday? If you have any questions, anything you want to have done, anything you want to have explained, you can. That's left up to you. Looking on through here, I'm just trying to find those things that may be of particular importance to you. Some of the dates. August 17th is the date that classes begin. September the 7th is Labor Day. So that class that we meet on Monday, we will not come in on Monday of that week because that's a holiday. As a matter of fact, we probably won't come in Monday or Tuesday of that week, or I won't be here. We'll just kind of take that week off because of the holiday. Fall break is the 8th and 9th of October. I don't think that affects us. The last day that you can drop a class with an automatic W, any class but this class, is October the 27th. The reason you won't be this class is because you're going to be doing so well you'd have no reason to do it. Thanksgiving holiday, November the 26th and 27th, and then right after that we come back and we take the final. Okay. Office hours. I really won't maintain on-site office hours in my office, but what I'll do, I will be here with your class, and then I have I have another class. I have two classes on Monday and two classes on Wednesday that I will meet if anybody shows up it needs to meet. And I'll also hang around here some, so if you need me, I'll kind of be available to you here as far as office hours are concerned. Also, on the first page of this handout, I have my cell phone number and I have my email address. Communication is the key. I don't want you to stress about anything. If you have a question, you can come to class on that Monday or Tuesday and we can take care of it. Or if you have a problem, or you don't understand something, or you can just call me and ask me, or you can text me, or you can email me. All of those things are perfectly okay. I am going to be available to you if you need anything. Okay. You can't really see this, I don't think. I haven't watched this video yet. But these are our basically how we're going to handle this semester. Here I am. Okay. This semester is broken into 4 units. We do unit number 1 and take test 1. Unit number 1 is from August the 17th to September the 18th. That's unit number 1. In unit number 1, what you do is you watch the videos for chapters 1 through 6. You do mini assignment number 1, and you take test number 1. Those are the 3 things that are required of you in unit number 1. Watch the videos, do mini assignment number 1, take test number 1. And we have dates down here for all of this. Unit number 2, September the 21st through October the 16th. You watch chapters 7 through 11. You do mini assignment number 2, take test number 2. October 19th through November the 6th, chapters 12 through 16 in something we call bonus chapter B. And remember, you have study notes for all of these chapters. You watch the videos, and then you do a business news article. I mentioned you needed to read a business news article and report on it, and you take test number 3. Unit number 4, which is the last unit, November the 9th to December the 6th, that's the end of finals. Chapter 17 through 20 and bonus chapter D. You turn in your research report and you take your final. So that's exactly what you do this semester and when you do it. You do test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4. In unit 1, you do mini assignment number 1. In unit 2, you do mini assignment number 2. In unit 3, you do your business news report or article. And unit 4, you do your research paper. So now you really know everything that you're going to have to do and pretty much when you're going to have to do it, even though we nailed that down a little bit more. Next page, here's a research paper. Pick a topic of interest from those covered in the text and word process a minimum 800 word, that's about 3 pages, double-spaced research paper. Use a minimum of 3 sources for your research. So here's what I want you to do. As we go through Business 101, you're going to find certain things that maybe are particularly interesting to you. There may be a particular company that's interesting to you. Leadership may be interesting to you. Unions may be. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of things, probably thousands, as it relates to business. Motivation. And you say, look, I'd like to learn a little bit more about a particular thing or a particular company or a particular what. You go out and you find 3 sources about that. You read those 3 sources. You do a summary of those for me. And you tell me what 3 sources you use. Where did you go to get your information? The research report is due no later than Wednesday, November the 25th. It'll be turned in on that no later than Wednesday, the day before we get out for Thanksgiving, which is really the last day of regular classes. That's when the research paper. That's a part of Unit 4. That's what you have to do in Unit 4. Your summary should include why you chose the topic, what it was about, and the most interesting thing you learned. So when you read your 3 pieces of research, then you're going to tell me, hey, why did I choose this topic? What did I learn? Kind of summarize for me kind of what it was about, and what was something that was maybe the most important and most interesting thing that you found. 3 pages, 800 words, that's it. That's due Wednesday, November the 25th, the last day of regular class, or regular hybrid or online or whatever you want to call it. Then I think in the 3rd unit, we had to do a business news report. That's due on October the 25th. So that would be a part of unit number 3. And you simply read something about business. You may read about a particular business, just anything about business. There's articles in the newspaper, there's articles on the internet all over the place. Just read something about it, do a 300 word, which is basically a 1-page double-spaced summary of what you read. Tell me the name of the article, the author, and that sort of thing that wrote it. And that's to be turned in by Sunday, October 25th. That's in unit number 3. Then you have 2 mini assignments to do. Mini assignment number 1, you do between August the 17th and September the 18th. And what this mini assignment is this. If you could own your own business, what would it be and why? word process a 300-word report, 1 page, on what small business you would start if given the opportunity and why. Now, do you have to do a lot of studying and research to write that? No. I just want to know. You may say, I don't want to own a small business. That's okay, just pretend. If you wanted to own a small business, what business would you start and why? 1 page, double-spaced, 300 words. That's mini assignment number 1. So in Unit 1, which is August the 17th through September the 18th, you have your study notes, you have a video for each chapter, you have that mini assignment to do, and test number 1. That's what you do in Unit number 1. Okay. That owning your own business assignment is due no later than Sunday, September the 6th. Now, in Unit number 2, you do mini assignment number 2. What motivates you? I want you to do the same thing, 300-word, basically 1-page report on what motivates you. What gets you out of bed? What gets you going? What gets you moving? What is the motivation or motivations in your life? Any research you have to do on that? Nope. Could you write that right now if you wanted to? Sure. That's due no later than Sunday, October the 4th. You can turn it in anytime during that unit, but no later than Sunday, October the 4th. So now we know what we have to do. We know what's expected in each unit, and we know what's expected and when it's expected. For instance, Unit 1. And I know I'm overkilling here, but just to help us, you say, okay, Unit number 1. Let me. I don't remember anything that guy said, so let me look it up. Unit 1. It's from October the 17th to September the 18th. So I have to view chapters 1 through 6. Now, if you have a book, you can read the chapters. But you're going to have my study notes for each of the chapters. And you're going to have a video just like I'm doing here, but it's going to be specifically on that chapter. And so you're going to have that to be done. So I'm gonna look at the notes. I'm gonna probably print out my notes and have them sitting by me when I watch the video. That would probably really help me. I'll watch the videos, and then I'm going to take test number 1. I think test number 1, the unit goes from August the 17th to September the 18th, which I think is a Friday, September the 18th, and that you have to turn in you have to complete test number 1 by that Sunday the 20th. You can take it. I'll put up the very first of that week, somewhere around the 13th or 14th, and you'll have until the 20th to complete test number 1. And then you have mini assignment number 1 to be done during that time. That's if you could own your own business, what would it be? And the mini assignment number 1 has to be turned in no later than Sunday, September the 6th. That's what happens during the August the 17th to the September 18th time frame. So I'm pretty good. I understand. Now, if I'm having any questions or anything like that, I can call Professor Lane. I can text him. I can send him an email. Or if I need to come up to class, I can come up to the classroom and ask him that question, or say, hey, look, I didn't quite understand such and such. Can you explain that to me? And I'll do that. If you're doing well and you're doing fine, everything's going good, you don't have to come up to class. I want to have the opportunity for you to have a face-to-face presence if for some reason you need my help face-to-face. If you don't need it, you're not required to come up. Now let's talk a little bit about tests. Each test is worth 100 points. We've already said that. How is my test made up? My test is going to have 1 or 2 or 3 definitions on it. It's going to have some true false, fill in the blank with a word bank, matching, multiple choice, and then probably 1, 2, or 3 discuss, list, explain questions where you have to write a little bit. That's what kind of makes up my test. Now, when I go through the video, like for chapter 1, I'm going to hit all the points that are important in chapter 1. And I use a little something that I do. I talk about the know stuff and the be familiar with. As I'm going through and we're talking about chapter 1, I'm going to say, you need to know this. When we get into chapter 1, we won't be in chapter 1 but about that long. We're going to hit the definition of business. Is that pretty important stuff? Introduction to business, definition of business, pretty important? Yep. So I'm going to say, you need to know the definition of business. And then as we talk along, we may be talking about goods and services, or we may be talking about revenue. And I'm going to say, you need to be familiar with what revenue is, or you need to be familiar with what goods or services are. You say, well, how is that going to help me on a test? Well, here's how it's going to help you. As I'm going through chapter 1, the things that are most important for you to study for the test are going to be things that I'm saying either to know or to be familiar with. If I tell you that you need to know it, you're going to see it as a definition, a discuss, explain, or list, or something like that. If I say you need to be familiar with it, it's going to be a true, false, a matching, a multiple choice, or a fill in the blank. And here's why. Out of chapter 1, there are certain things I want you to know. If you're going to be in the world of business, if you're going to make business a career, if you're going to understand business, and business is so exciting, it's kind of like a puzzle. Boy, when we put that puzzle together, it's going to be really, really, you're going to enjoy it so much. So, if you really need to know it, I'm going to tell you that you need to know it. If it's something that I don't want you to have to know, it's not so important that you got to know it, but I want you to be familiar with it. I'll tell you to be familiar with. So if I were taking this course, I would print out my notes. And then I'd sit down with my notes and I'd watch the video. And if he said, you need to know this, I'd take me a blue highlighter and I'd probably highlight that on my notes and, oh, that's a no. I better learn that. And if he says, hey, this is something you need to be familiar with, I'd probably take a green highlighter and I'd highlight that. And so now I've got the video that I can watch or rewatch. You may love my videos so much that you want all your friends to come in and watch them. Y'all could have a video party, okay, and watch my videos. So you've got my video that you can watch or rewatch, and you've got the notes where you've probably highlighted the know and be familiar with stuff. Is that going to get you prepared for the test? You betcha. You're going to do great on the test because you've done that. I hadn't thought too much about those video parties. Now you got to do social distancing and everything right now, okay? So don't invite too many people over. But if you want to invite some of your friends over to watch some of my videos, that would be okay, and y'all can tell me what you think. Okay. That tells you a lot about this course. I have it laid out for you really, really well. I can't prove this because I haven't asked, but I think I may be the only professor here that has videoed each of the chapters. I know I'm the only professor here, I'm sure, that's videoed each chapter and laid out those things that are most familiar and to know and to be familiar with and that type of thing. So you'll have everything that you need. Now I know this, I wrote this. And since I wrote this, it is incredibly, incredibly clear to me. I understand it perfectly. But you may look at it and say, it's not quite as clear to you. So again, I say this, communication is the key. We've got to communicate with each other. I don't want you to stress. I don't want you to wonder about something. I don't want you to be concerned about something. You ask me, you come to class, if you need to ask me face to face. Excuse me. Or you text me, you phone me, you email me, and make sure that you're staying right on course. But I should be able to, after you take this and study this a little bit, I should be able to ask you any question about this course as far as how it's going to work. Fred, what do you have to do in Unit 1? And Fred needs to say, well, in Unit 1, I have to do chapters 1 through 6. I have to turn in my mini assignment number 1, and I have to take test number 1. And I'll say, okay, Fred, do you know the dates of Unit number 1? Well, yeah, it's August the 17th to September the 18th. All right. Well, do you know what date you have to turn in that mini assignment number 1? Well, yes, I do. Looking at that, that has to be turned in on Sunday, September. So you've got it all right here. You've got it all right here. And so I think we'll have a really good, if you're an onliner, you are set. If you are a face-to-facer, you're still set. Because you're going to have the opportunity for face-to-face if you need it, but you're going to also have the opportunity for us doing great communication with each other every day. Or, you know, if you need me by way of phone, text, email, that sort of thing. Again, I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this semester. I think that's, you know, I'm thinking now, what is it I probably should have mentioned? I've got a few little notes here. Let me look at my notes. Talked about the syllabus. I think that's everything. I hope you're feeling comfortable after watching this introductory video that you're going to be able to do this. You're going to be able to do this well. You're going to learn some really good business stuff. Do you know that our nation is really in debt? Is that a problem? Yes. Are there ways we can get out of debt? Yeah, we'll talk about that. Have you ever heard about outsourcing? How important are businesses? I mean, there's just so much stuff here. Supply and demand. You ever heard of that? What is that all about? You know, capitalism. You ever heard anybody lately talk bad about capitalism? Oh my gosh. What is capitalism? I'll leave you with this thought because I could go on forever. Not want to do that. When you finish chapters 1 and 2, and you do a good job with them, you'll know more about business than 80% of the people walking around. Most people don't really understand what business is all about and what an impact it has on our lives. When you finish the entire Introduction to Business course and you've done really well in it, you'll understand more than 90% of the people walking around about what business and what business is all about, how it fits together, how to balance, and that sort of thing. Okay, great to have you in the fall of 2020, Business 101. The next time you see me in front of this camera is when you will be dialing me up and we'll be discussing chapter number 1. Now, Ryan Pierce is my boss. He's also the executive director of my videos. He puts the music to the videos and does all that kind of cool stuff for me. He wants to make sure that he knows when I have started one video and stopped it. And the way he knows that I've stopped it is I always make a loud noise or a loud clap. So I have to finish up each video with a loud clap to let him know that we are finished. So I have enjoyed kind of getting to know you with the Introduction to Business 101. I will see you in Chapter 1. Thank you.